Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for May 5th, 2017. We're your hosts, Peacemaker2448 and Rapid Epsilon.
Hi.
I have wonderful news. I'm done for the semester. And I'm on summer break now. So I get to be back home and relax. Bad news is, Tuesday I start the Kingdom Hearts Marathon.
So, you know that relax thing that you just said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't gonna be happening anytime soon.
Well, I get to relax by playing the Kingdom Hearts series for like 6-7 hours a day. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
For like how many weeks?
Fuck if I know at this point. Like, 1 shouldn't be too long. 2 shouldn't be too long. 3D probably won't be too long, even though I'm doing this kind of 2 stories, but it's a portable game. It shouldn't be too long. Birth by Sleep shouldn't be too bad, even though it's 3 stories plus an epilogue. The only game I'm worried about here is Chain of Memories. Because, spoilers, for those wondering how the last day is going to go, when it comes, essentially, the last day is going to be pretty much whatever I have left to do of 3D, and then the entirety of 0.2. Because 0.2 is literally going to take me like an hour at best. Because, you know, 0.2 is a glorified demo. It literally will not take me that long to beat 0.2. So I ain't going to worry about that. It's just Chain of Memories I'm worried about taking forever, because even in a speedrun setting, that game requires grinding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's 2 stories, mind you, because I have to do Sora's story and then I have to do Riku's. But yeah, for those wondering what specifically it will be Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way through, beginning to end. Chain of Memories, Sora story, then Riku's story, then 2 from beginning to end with no superfluous material. Okay, I'm getting poked on Chat Tango for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Why are people poking me on Chat Tango? Why is today of all days people poking me on Chat Tango trying to talk to me? No one ever talks to me on Chat Tango ever until now.
Because reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Where was I? 2, start to finish. Nothing superfluous there. Birth by Sleep. Fuck. I don't know who I'm gonna go first. I'll probably go Terra, Aqua, Ventus. In that order. It just depends on like who's first and what rotation I go. Whoever's the first up there, I'll go first, and then I'll just cycle left to right from there. And then the final story. Then 3D. Both stories are going on at the same time, so it'll just kind of be however that goes. Just try to follow along. I'll be swapping between Sora and Riku a lot because the drop mechanic still exists, and it's kind of obnoxious. Kind of, not really. And then 0.2 will be done in like an hour. Be literally done in an hour. It will not take me that long to play beat 0.2, especially since I'm on like new game plus, I think. Because they encourage you to play 0.2 over and over and over again for all these challenges. And all the levels that you need to get. So I'll be playing it on normal with like a character well beyond where you would normally be at the end of the part of that demo. But yeah, that should be every story from beginning to end. And that should get you pretty well situated for Kingdom Hearts 3, apparently next year, possibly, maybe, or the year after. We're expecting 2018 and going forward from there right now because of some article that came out that said, when the, I think it was a investors meeting, they said Kingdom Hearts 3D is coming out in 2018 and beyond, and alongside the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah.
Oh, joy. Anyway, Tell me what you've been playing this past week.
Technically you should say 2 weeks, but yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much the bulk of it though is boiled down to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
How is the new Mario Kart 8? Kind of.
You could, I guess, say that. I like the fact that they've embraced the fact that battle mode was garbage and needed to be thrown out and started over.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but I feel more willing to play Mario Kart 8 now than I did on the Wii U, even in the latter part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because bear in mind, before I got Deluxe, I was poking around on the Wii U playing it, and I just couldn't get into it. Something about the portability apparently is drawing me more with it. So maybe this is something that the Switch can do better.
Well, it's already the highest selling Mario Kart game, I believe.
I can believe it.
Which is hilarious because it's just a port, but it's selling it more than Mario Kart 8 original. I'm just like, well, it's on a better console. That's why it's selling better. Pretty much. Like, a better battle mode is only going to bring in so many people. The new characters are only going to bring in so many people. The fact
Honestly,
is,
the characters aren't going to bring really anyone in, is what's bad. Because it doesn't matter who's riding, they all pretty much are the same.
mm-hmm.
Like, they don't try to utilize any kind of physics or anything based off of the different characters for, like, speed factors or anything like that. It's purely cosmetic at that point.
Yeah.
So, by having the Inklings in the game isn't going to change anything, really.
Yeah. I mean, what's even funnier is my mom asked me about the new Mario Kart, and I'm like, it's a port of a game that I already have. And she's like, oh, it is? Yeah.
That
So
just
apparently,
goes to show how big of a difference in marketing Nintendo's done.
yeah.
Because,
It's like,
yeah, Mario Kart 8 was hyped a little bit, but once it came out, it kind of just died.
yeah. I mean, here you have fucking Target with fucking Mario and Luigi like covers over their balls out front, painted up shopping carts as Mario Karts. The fucking countdown with the Mario Yahoo as you come in and out of the damn building. By the way, that was actually here in Cleveland. Not up in Murfreesboro though. No, but here in Cleveland, yeah, we got that. That was just like I could not stop laughing at the fucking 3, 2, 1 Yahoo. It just made me smile every time I heard it.
Of course, you know what's weird too?
What?
Even on Twitch, it's kind of took a major attention grab.
Yeah.
That's what's wild about it. It's like, for all intents and purposes, what they're even streaming is stuff that you would see in the Wii U version.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really seeing the battle modes. So therein lies the question, why is the Switch version so much more hyped than the Wii U?
Mm. I'm trying to see where Mario Kart 8 is at the moment. And I'm not seeing it. I see Mario Kart 8, but I don't know if that counts deluxe.
It might? I don't know. I know Twitch is weird about not putting every game listed on there. So it might.
Yeah, there's no Mario Kart 8 deluxe. There's just Mario Kart 8.
So you would have to rely on titles to know if they're doing deluxe or not, unless you
Yeah.
wanted to sit there and open every stream.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I am seeing that player unknown battlegrounds is like the third top game on Twitch at the moment. When the fuck did that game become so big?
I don't know, but I saw the video from where Markiplier streamed like half an hour of it,
Uh-huh.
and the concept looks pretty neat. I mean, it's one of those I would be interested in getting it just to play around with.
Is it bad for me to say that I'm like, oh yeah, this is that DayZ arena mode that they have already? Why is everyone treating this as a new thing? This is literally DayZ. Again. Like, literally again.
Except for lack of zombies, and it's not so much survival as more of like arena battle style,
Yeah.
but in a survival setting kind of deal.
But yeah, but when I look at it core mechanic wise and looks wise, it's literally DayZ.
I don't know, maybe I'm just not seeing that then. I don't know, I think that is neat. Now, will it go anywhere? Say a year down the line? Probably not. Like, I feel at that point it will die out, but at least right now that looks like a neat idea.
Yeah.
Because, let's face it, everything like that's not really lasted too long.
Nope. Don't mind me, I was smashing a bug at the moment.
Sounded like you
Yeah,
were smashing a keyboard at the moment.
Oh, that was a pile of papers. I smacked a bug on my printer. So, but yeah, it's hard for me to not see the DayZ comparison there because core mechanic wise, I mean, outside of the game mode you're playing as, it seems like core mechanic wise, it is a DayZ style game. But it's a more focus on multiplayer and the fun things about DayZ instead of filling up 5 million meters in order to make your character happy. And just focus on, all right, get guns, get loot, stay in the circle, shoot people, and live. Like I've hopped between a few different streamers who have streamed it that I follow, and I've enjoyed what I've watched, especially when it gets like to the really close, like last like 20 or so people. It's usually pretty intense because you're talking about like a circle that's only a few square miles, and literally you could run into somebody and possibly not see them, and they could shoot you in the back and you're dead.
Which, might I add, that's also an intelligent way to have an open world game, survival game like that, where you know there will be an end.
Yeah.
Because if you have to be that close to each other, then, like you said, that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. And the circle will keep getting smaller until someone dies.
Yeah.
And if you're outside the circle, it will slowly damage you. It won't like outright kill you, but it will slowly tick away at your health.
Hmm.
But yeah. Also, it is doing very much a whole Battle Royale Hunger Games thing, which is also another one of those. Oh, that's trendy. Kind of. Yeah, I've enjoyed what I've seen, but I don't know how long the game will last. DayZ did not last. I don't know if this will last. I have to wait in a year. But anything else?
No, that's about the big thing that's took up my time.
Well, I've started my Persona 5 New Game Plus, get all the social links, and I guess the rest of the trophies run. Is it bad to say that In the same amount of time that I've played in Persona 5, I covered 2 dungeons on my first playthrough. Or wait, no, I think I covered like 1 dungeon and getting towards the second dungeon. And here I've beaten 2 dungeons. Like I'm through 2 months of the game already in a very short amount of time.
Wow.
Well, one thing is I'm skipping all of the main story cutscenes because I've already seen them. I'm skipping any social link cutscenes I've already seen, so I don't have to worry about those. I'm following a guide for picking up social links and when to do them, but I'm following it very loosely because I don't have to worry about social stats because they carried over and I have them all max. What makes the combat really easy and what's dumb, at least on Atlas's part for doing this, is they let you carry your equipment over for all your characters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So your base melee attack can one-shot people in the first dungeon. Your basic melee attack, which costs you
Wow.
nothing. Your basic gun attack, which costs you a bullet, will also one-shot somebody. So, like, for most of the first dungeon, I was like, all right, initiate a battle, hit the start button to, like, essentially do auto battle and just bulldoze through everybody. It took me longer to mash through the results screen than the battle took to go on. It's kind of ridiculous for them to let you keep your equipment. And it's not just your melee stuff or your main melee weapon and your gun, also your armor. So your armor stays. Although I'm up a difficulty, which makes it kind of evens that part out because I can still die. And I think I've actually technically died on now because I oopsed real bad. So at least your health wise, you're still balanced out, but attack wise, you are not balanced. You are still mopping people through. And since you also have your compendium all the way filled out, you have access to all your personas. You just need to buy them. Except the DLC personas, they cost 0 yen the first time you summon them. And that's reset on a New Game Plus run. So now, if you summon that persona before, it's reset to being costing you 0 to summon it. And some of those personas are way above your level. Like Thanatos and Thanatos Picaro are like 70 something. Bear in mind, you're not leveling up them all and you only have like 3 moves, but one of them is an Almighty, which no one has defenses against because Almighty is just flat damage. And it's an all Almighty attack. You just have to worry about the SP cost and that's it. So yeah, Persona 5 is now a bit of a cakewalk. Although I'm scared because I'm not getting that many levels. I'm like level 20 going into the 3rd dungeon, and I swear I was higher level than this going into there before. So I might need to grind for a while to get my levels up. That's pretty much it for me. I nothing else. Anything else you want to talk about before we get in the articles?
No.
All right. Article wise, we got some Breath of the Wild news that also made Gerard mad because this came out after he put out his Breath of the Wild review, where he
Okay.
complained about the Korok seats.
Okay. To be fair, we knew there was going to be DLC coming.
We didn't know what was in the DLC is the problem.
I'll give that. But when they put 900 Korok seeds and knew that, by the way, spoiler warning here, the end result of that quest was a pile of poo.
A pile of golden poo, mind you.
A pile of poo. It kind of stands to reason the first DLC pack, they're going to give you something to make that easier.
Well, Gerard's got a review show. He's got to get this shit done. At least Shadows of Valentia goes, all right, we're putting out like a $45 DLC season pass. Here's details on 4 of the 5 DLC packs included in that season pass. The only reason the 5th one's not detailed is that's the last one that's being released. Which, that is a crap ton of DLC, by the way. And it's most likely going to be the last 3DS game, Fire Emblem-wise. I believe the director of the series said that Fire Emblem is not going to be on the 3DS anymore after Valentia.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're going to be
It's
swapping over to the Switch.
Well, it's about time for all of the developers to kind of be going that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, whether Nintendo wants to admit it or not, the 3DS's days are starting to be numbered.
But we got this brand new 2DS XL!
Yep, which will mark the end of the 3DS line altogether, I have a funny feeling.
Yeah, and like we don't have enough resources to keep producing the NES Classic, but we got enough resources to put out another 3DS version.
Well, I mean, when you quit actually sending out stocks of 3DSs, then that's easy.
Well, in this new first expansion pass DLC for Breath of the Wild, we're going to get the Trial of the Sword, which is in the Lost Woods, is where you pick up the Master Sword. Apparently, it's going to be a series of trials, 45 rooms in total, and the true power of the Master Sword will be awakened.
So essentially what that's saying is, you know the Master Sword you used to, well, possibly used to defeat Calamity Ganon? Yeah, that might not have been the true Master Sword.
If it just means it's just not going to be breakable anymore or powered down, I'll take it. A weapon
I like that idea with it. Because I'll be honest, the first time that I got it, I was like, wait a minute. Is this like all the other items and it can be broke? And then to find out, no, it just runs out of energy. It's like, oh, okay, I can dig that.
Yeah, you just got to go find an outlet somewhere, plug it in, and then you just got to wait like 2 hours, and then it's fine. We also have Hero Path mode, which will show you the last 200 hours of gameplay on your map. But essentially, hey, here's where you've been over the last 200 hours. I'm not sure how helpful that's going to be.
Honestly, something like that probably would have been more helpful at the start.
Yeah.
Like, out of the gate, something you could unlock.
Mm-hmm. Especially in combination with the Korok thing we have later on. This seems kind of pointless.
That, or the fact that I tried repeatedly to get the Link amiibo to basically reset Epona's spawn, and never could get it to work.
Well.
So, as far as I know, Epona's sitting at the bottom of a mountain somewhere in Hyrule. I don't remember where. And that's a problem. I figured, oh, amiibo drop. Well, I can get this again if I scan the amiibo. Next time I scan the amiibo, nope. Crap.
For those looking for a harder challenge, we've got hard mode, which will make all enemies be powered up by 1 level. So instead of red Bobbikins, you'll be getting blue Bobbikins everywhere. They also have higher maximum levels than they would in normal mode. And apparently you also have enemies and treasure chests in the sky. Oh boy. So you're telling me you can be shot out of the sky now. That's going to be wonderful. We also have the travel medallion, which gives you a free warp point wherever you want to put it. So that's a bit nice. We have some additional armors. For instance, we have the Phantom Armor, the Tingle Armor, the Midnight Helmet, and the Majora's Mask, along with those 3 armors from the amiibo, I believe, are also in this set. And finally, a Korok mask that shines whenever you're... it's also hidden in a treasure chest. Oh, goody! You have to go find it first.
Yep.
But if you're wearing this mask, whenever you're near a Korok seed place, it'll glow. So you can find Korok seeds easier.
Shake, not glow.
Oh, does it shake? No, I thought glowed. It shakes. My bad. Well, so there you go. So, is this the first expansion going to be worth the... How much was it?
It's 20 for both.
Oh, so about $10 for just it.
Eh.
You get a Korok mask. Okay, I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting Trial Pack 1 to be worth the $20. I was expecting Trial Pack 2 to be more worth the $20, considering that has the story content. Which I do have to wonder at this point what that story content is going to be now that I know the whole story of Breath of the Wild. But
yeah. Knowing the whole story, it's like, how's this gonna fit in exactly?
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I can think of is maybe the additional story content is like a way to tie it into the timeline officially.
Good lord, I don't need internet bitching that much. Because you know what's going to happen if that's the case.
Yeah, someone from one of the different theories will be pissed that their theory didn't get it, and it's like, yeah.
This is what happens when you try to make your timeline complicated. Just make it simple. Don't need to make this thing complicated.
I still like the idea of this being one of two things. Either one, a complete reboot for the timeline, or two, the way that they somehow managed to come up with any kind of an idea on how the 3 timelines became one again. Like I would be perfectly fine if they're like, oh well, the Master Sword got tired of the garbage and said, okay, everything is one again.
So
just write something. I don't care.
Feels like, fuck it, we're making it all one. Let's go.
It's one again because we said so.
Although I do like that one piece of fan art I've seen of Link pulling out the Master Sword, or Breath of the Wild, Link pulling out the Master Sword, and then Fee hopping out of the sword and just beating the shit out of him to take away his hearts. It's like, oh, hey, you pulled out the Master Sword. Hang on, I gotta make sure you're worthy. Dun, 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 dun. You did yet? No. Okay, you're worthy. I'm gonna go back in the sword now because I'm not allowed to be here because people don't like me because I'm annoying.
You know, I have to say that's one gimmick with Breath of the Wild that I'm like, okay, I don't get that. Why does the Master Sword hurt you when you're trying to pull it out?
It has to make sure you're worthy. Also, we can't give you the Master Sword or just let you get the Master Sword whenever you want, because otherwise that might break the flow of the game.
Like, I get that part of it. I just don't get the rationality. Why not tie that into the stamina meter?
Because...
Why does it have the potential of killing Link? That's what I don't get. Where did that idea come from?
Someone was probably thinking super dark for that one. I don't know.
You see why I'm like that, though. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, we have a feasible method for this,
Hmm.
yet you think death is an option. Why?
Well, if Link's not worthy, then fuck it, we're screwed. If Link can't pull the sword, he's not killing Ganon, so who the fuck cares?
Except for to kill Ganon, you don't need the sword.
Eh, we don't tell him about that.
It's one of those, wait a minute. Not thought through crap. uh,
Well, speaking of adventure games in the style of Legend of Zelda, you remember Darksiders, right? Very Legend of Zelda-esque franchise from back in the day-ish. From THQ, before they went bankrupt.
I think, but I don't remember right offhand.
Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse?
It's one of those I feel like I should know, but I don't remember right offhand.
Well, to everyone's surprise, THQ Nordic, after a leak from Amazon, I believe it was a leak from Amazon, it was a retail link of some kind.
Probably Amazon. It
Yep,
usually
Amazon.
is.
We're officially getting Darksiders 3 next year for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Starring Fury, the third of the four horsemen, even though all four horsemen have been revealed due to ancillary material to Darksiders, because there's ancillary material to Darksiders like novels and comics. But yeah, Darksiders 3 is coming out. How the fuck is this franchise still alive?
Because someone wants it to be.
I thought no one really cared about Darksiders 1, I don't think. It kind of got a cult status, but it didn't really go anywhere. And it somehow still got a sequel. And now it's getting a third one. Like, how the hell is this franchise still going? But yeah, it's been revealed we have a cinematic trailer, which tells us nothing besides, hey, Fury's got a whip and she kills people. And I guess this takes place when War got imprisoned before you play him in Darksiders 1, because apparently every sequel after Darksiders 1 is a prequel. Kind of, I think. I'm just going to assume it is. But yeah, are you excited for Darksiders 3?
Nah, not really.
If the first one is cheap enough on Steam, I might give it a try, but I've got enough of a backlog as is, especially since I went and downloaded the ROMs for the first two Metroid Primes.
Oh god.
Yeah, I thought about playing one of them. Well, time to talk about something we are probably super not going to be interested in. It's that thing we didn't talk about last time because I didn't see it to throw it in the articles, because it either came out too late for me to see it and us to talk about it on the show, or I just didn't see it because, I was traveling back home that day. But Call of Duty is going back to World War II. With Call of Duty World War II this year. The COD is going back home. Okay. They had a big reveal stream for this, and I watched it, and oh god, I got so sick and tired of all of the PR bullshit. They are so hard trying to sell this game with all sorts of buzz nonsense that I just didn't care after a certain point. And bear in mind, the leak we got before talked about a co-op mode. Guess what that co-op mode is?
Zombies.
Yep. It's a fucking
That's what it's been for like the last 7 Call of Duties.
since World at War. Yeah. Like, it just felt like that they were making this big deal about Call of Duty going back to World War II. And I'm just like, okay, are you telling something different about World War II? Oh, you gotta go through the beaches of Normandy and through the European theater with actually the Big Red One company. And I'm just like, haven't we done this already? Haven't you done the beaches of Normandy and all this other stuff in like another Call of Duty game before?
Probably.
Like there is a Call of Duty game following the Big Red One company. And I'm just like, what more is there to this? Let's see. You're gonna be playing as Private Ronald Red Daniels in the 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red One. You're fresh from Texas. You're green. You're a common man, but you'll be killing like 40 million people before the end of the game because that's just how Call of Duty games go. Let's see. You're not a super soldier or anything even close to it. You're vulnerable and inexperienced, and you'll still have regenerative health because that's how Call of Duty goes. Can we
Yes,
not?
because even in World War II, people could just heal themselves at random.
Let's see. Your squad is somewhat divided internally. You got the hardcore badass leader in your journey, Sergeant William Pearson, and anything goes to complete the mission and justify the means type. No leadership figure in your division offers a more empathetic role approach to war, and there is conflict that arises as a result of these different people's ideologies and figures. Yay! Go through the European theater from D-Day onward. Moving across France towards the liberation of Paris, and finally into Germany. Along the way, you have the opportunity to play with, and even as, sometimes the British, the French, resistance, and more. Oh, so we are not just playing as guy who's probably never going to say 2 fucking words in this entire story.
No, instead we're playing as guys that will never say more than 2 words in the whole story.
So just like Modern Warfare, except we've grown since then as an industry. You know, we kind of expect to be playing as characters, not empty shells at this point. Let's see. We're going to be experiencing the Battle of Hurtgen Forest. Short demo reel showed off the squad in action. Classes weapons from the area look and sound amazing in the demo, according to the article. See. Focuses on glorifying the heroism of individual soldiers and squad camaraderie, showing a reverence and respect to the source material instead of sinking into popcorn munching action movie flair. Fair. Okay, that's new. Oh, wait. Players do not recover health or ammo passively. You cannot simply get hit, hide behind some cover, and heal up. You need to call upon your squad mates to get health packs, ammunition, or even covering fire. Oh, fuck.
Wait,
Oh,
so
shit.
more realistic Call of Duty.
Also, I have a problem here. Okay. You have to rely on your squad mates to
Yeah,
heal you.
yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about Call of Duty AI here for a second? Because your squad mates have never been the smartest of AI. Ever. And now all of a sudden, my life is in their hands. Oh boy. This could go badly.
Well,
Can I just
this will
not
be a speedrunner's nightmare.
Yeah, can I just not have like a couple health packs on me and just like patch myself up? Do I have to rely on my squad mates that may or may not be dumb as shit?
Are you really leaving the may not as an option?
I'm just putting it out there because maybe the AI will be good.
Just what are you smoking?
Nothing at the moment.
AI in a Call of Duty game? Smart?
Well, the enemy AI is usually smart. They usually can pick you off real good on the harder difficulties. Let's see. Multiplayer has divisions functioning as a kind of class system that allows you to progress through the ranks. Players enlist in armor, infantry, airborne, or other divisions and grow their character out from there. We got a mode known as War. These symmetrical axes for AI allies battlegrounds place players on two sides of a single conflict, such as Normandy. One side tries to take the beach, while the other side defends from bunkers. Headquarters features a new way to socialize, interact with players outside of matches. This shared social space allows players to get rewarded, hang out, and interact without the traditional lobby structure. So essentially, big, giant-ass maps where you just converge with people. I'll give Call of Duty credit for going, everyone keeps doing future war nonsense. How about we do World War II for a change and go back there? Especially since Battlefield decided we're gonna go to World War I because
That's what I was just gonna say, except for the
it.
fact that Battlefield just said the same thing.
Yeah. It's almost like we're in a cycle of all right, we're gonna go to the future. Now we go back to the past. And then we're gonna work our way back up to the future again.
Except for I almost feel like Activision's like, okay, what's EA doing? Because I swear this had to be because of Battlefield. Like, that's all this had to be.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna fill folks in on a bit of history here. World War II shooters were all the rage back in the day. Before Call of Duty dropped Modern Warfare on everyone's doorstep, and then everyone decided they needed to do a modern first-person shooter. That's what happened. So now that we're going back to World War II, I'm guessing possibly because of Battlefields, maybe? Thinking ahead? Maybe we're going to see 5 million more World War II shooters now.
I know. Now we need a good Halo game, and then we'll go back towards future. Because bear in mind that Halo kind of hit big right around the time Modern Warfare came out too, so it's like, yeah. Call of Duty's just the trend follower. They're not the trend setter, and that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe. E3 is next month, so maybe we'll get the possibility of a really good Halo game.
After Halo 5, I'm doubting that one.
I just hate the idea that Bungie's gonna learn not Bungie. No, not Bungie. No, they're the ones doing
Bungie
Destiny.
learned.
Bungie got out of the Halo game well before they could screw anything up.
Bungie learned 343. No.
343, I think, is learning the wrong lesson from Halo 5. It wasn't a problem that you played as Locke and the others in Halo 5. The problem is the story you're telling and the characters you're playing as for most of the time do not correlate. It doesn't. It does not work. This is a Chief story where you're playing as Locke most of the time. This needs to be a Chief story where you're playing as Chief most of the time, and Locke are spittered throughout the levels, or at least take half the game to themselves. That was the problem with the Halo 5 story. And apparently they're taking the wrong lesson of, we can't have, we can't have players playing as new characters in the Halo franchise, so it's just going to be an all-Chief game next time. And I'm just like, no! No one complained about playing as the Arbiter in 2, really. And guess what? Bungie just made him as a co-opable character in 3.
Well, people did have a problem with the Arbiter in 2, but Bungie was like, okay, we understand why you had the problem with him, so let's fix this.
Yeah. And guess what? Arbiter was a co-opable character in Halo 3. You could still play as the Arbiter. Story-wise, it was still a Chief story, but you still got to play as the Arbiter. Which makes sense because Halo 3 needs to be a Chief story because it's Chief's fucking story in 3. 2 at least has 2 different stories going on that need to have 2 different characters in them. Oh boy. I'm starting to think that comparison between the Halo trilogies might be a bit more accurate and very reflective of how the companies handle criticism.
Possibly.
Well, moving on. All right. Do you remember Rampage from way back in the day?
No.
Okay, so it's a side-scrolling game where you play as one of several giant monsters, and you destroy towns and cities and eat people, and it's an arcadey, fun, don't take this seriously kind of game from way back in the day. I remember it. Well, apparently that's getting a movie starring The Rock. I didn't see that part. I just read the plot summary and just sighed. Okay. Rock, why are you in everything? Like, literally, why are you in everything? All right.
Reasons.
Well, that's a whole new dimension of what the fuck to this. All right. So you remember how I said Rampage is like not supposed to be taken that seriously, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, here's that plot summary for that potential Rampage film, directed by Brad Payton from San Andreas and starring The Rock and Melina Ackerman. Primalogist Davis Okoye, a man who keeps people at a distance, shares an unshakable bond with George, the extraordinarily intelligent silverback gorilla who has been in his care since birth. But a rogue genetic experiment gone awry transforms this gentle animal into a rampaging monster. To make matters worse, it's soon discovered that there are similarly altered alpha predators as these newly created monsters tear across New York, destroying everything in their path. Okoye teams with a discredited genetic engineer to secure an antidote, fighting his way through an ever-changing battlefield, not only to halt a global catastrophe, but to save the fearsome creature that was once his friend. The fuck?
Hmm.
You realize Rampage wasn't supposed to be taken that seriously, right? Like, literally, it was an arcade game. Wasn't that serious. All right. Apparently, Payton claimed the upcoming film would be more emotional, scarier, and real. Apparently, this is slated for an April 20th, 2018 release. Can we get a good video game movie?
Nope.
Like, anyone, please make a good video game movie.
Nope.
Please. Someone be Marvel and make good video game movies.
Nope.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised that Rampage got picked up because, there's Godzilla and the King Kong movie now. Like, we need a giant monster movie because people want to see giant monster movies because there's also that Pacific Rim movie that was pretty good. This sounds like a terrible movie. Whatever. Well, ready for our last article?
I guess so.
Well, time for more history lessons because coming to PlayStation 4 for its 25th anniversary, Night Trap. Oh my god. All right. Show of hands. Who remembers Night Trap? No one? Well, that's because the only reason anyone remembers Night Trap is because it's a part of the whole reason the ESRB was made to begin with. It's a very, very terrible FMV game with all sorts of cheesy badness. And, well, we're getting a remaster of it for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One sometime soon. Oh, God. We have no price or date yet. My God. Night Trap is going to be one of those games that only someone like me is going to remember. Just like, yeah, I know what Night Trap is. If you know anything about the history of the industry, you know what Night Trap is because it got pulled into the whole Senate hearing, or not Senate. Was it Senate hearing for the video game industry?
I can't remember.
But it was a hearing about the violence in video games, and Night Trap was one of those listed games alongside Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Because it was deemed violent. It's not violent, by the way. So much less tame than Mortal Kombat, by the way. But it got pulled in because, you know, it's an FMV game, so it's actual people in a movie. That probably be a PG-13 movie in this day and age. Actually, the article calls it PG. Yeah, for those wondering what Night Trap is, I honestly don't remember what the plot of Night Trap is. All I know is you are an operator that is controlling fucking Home Alone style traps in this house that are catching bad guys who I think are vampires. Yes, there are vampires in this game.
Hmm.
And
This sounds like
none...
one of those obscure games that we would see in like one of John's fortune cookies.
Exactly. This is exactly what it is. It's an obscure FMV game. Granted, all FMV games are obscure as fuck, except for shit. What was its name? Mark Hamill's in it. I Sif Debris did a review of one of them recently. Hang on, let me grab the name of it. As Firefox takes a little bit longer than I like to load. Not that. Wing Commander. Wing Commander is not that obscure. Neither is Command and Conquer, which also has FMVs, but not to this extent. We're talking full FMV kind of game. You remember that one game on John's stream that was FMV? I forgot the name of it, but
Oh
it broke.
yeah. Yeah.
That is the style of game Night Trap is. Exactly the style of game Night Trap is.
Oh.
Whereas Wing Commander and Command and Conquer are actual fucking video games instead of QuickTime nonsense. Yeah, Night Trap's not good. If people have nostalgia for it, they have nostalgia for it because it's bad. It's one of those so bad it's good. Seeing stuff like this, I just go, oh, it pays to be a historian sometimes, or at least interested in the history of the industry, because you get to know about dumb shit like this well before anyone has to. Because I'm sure there are people looking at this going, Night Trap? The fuck is Night Trap? 25 years? The fuck? Like, why is this 25-year-old? And why is it having all this live action nonsense that looks terrible? Well, you see, son, there was this day and age where FMV was all the rage. Oh god, I forgot what this thing even came out on originally. I think it came out on was it Genesis? Oh my god, was it? Was it Genesis?
So.
Oh my god, if I am right here. Nope, Sega CD32X, according to the box art. Sega CD, Sega 32X, the 3DO, DOS, Mac OS, and now PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. October 15th, 1992. Good lord, that game is as old as me now. Fuck. No, I'm older than the game now. Jesus. Oh boy. Yeah, oh boy.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see a bunch of like let's players and streamers when this comes out play through this nonsense. Because like this is some old game. People will turn in to see this, and I'm just like, I want you to see what this is. If you had no idea what the fuck this is. Like, this is the kind of game that I'm like, you need to not know what this is. And I need to see you experience this nonsense for the first time without ever knowing what it was. I know it's going to be hard in this day and age, but I need to see this. But that is it for articles this week, which brings us to the wonderfulness of releases. And I think there's no duplicates. I hope there's no duplicates. There shouldn't be any duplicates.
There's probably duplicates.
Yeah. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to put it in the public forums now to save myself 5 seconds on doing up the link. So if you go to the site, release the forums.
Realized that you did that, actually.
Yeah. So if you go to the forums, you'll be able to see the releases before we do the releases.
Yay.
So you can read along and see what nonsense awaits us.
Meaning that if I had knew that, I would have had something set up to where the link would be on screen. Oops.
That's not that big of a deal. So, starting out on the 8th on PC, we have...
Button. Don't mind me, I hit the wrong button.
We've got Metin 2, Planetarian HD, Runaway, and the Astral Hero. On the 9th, we've got Birthdays The Beginning on PlayStation 4 and PC, Butcher on PlayStation 4, Human Fall Flat on PlayStation 4, Rhyme on PlayStation 4, and NBA Playgrounds on the Switch and PC. Oh shit! We got a Switch and PC release.
There, by the way, I fixed it. I got it on the overlay now.
Yay. So follow that link if you want to read the releases along with me. Well, for the second time because I've already seen this nonsense.
Yeah.
On PC on that day, we've got Bounty Killer, Crimson Earth, Farming Simulator 17, Big Bud Expansion, Mind Cubes Inside the Twisted Gravity Puzzle, Rat Simulator Early Access, Red Cube VR Early Access, Solitary Cub, Strafe, and the Edgelands. On the 10th, we've got Butcher on Xbox One, Lethal League on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and on PC, Dead Cells, GalaQuest, Geneza Legacy Ultimate Domain for Early Access, Iced Masters of Magic Chess for Early Access, Raccoon Scribbled Arena for Early Access, and the Grand Ball. On 11th, we have the Minecraft Switch Edition for Switch, and Elliot Quest for 3DS. And on PC, Domain Defense VR, Forged Adventures Early Access, Hamerick? How the fuck? Hamerick? I'm gonna go with that. Plasma Puncher, Sapphire Venture, or Safari Adventure. Safari.
You know what's bad? You missaid that, and I was reading along, and it didn't even click with me until you corrected yourself.
Yeah. Seeds of the Arcane episode and Seeds of the Arcane episode 1. On the 12th, we've got Demon Crystals for Xbox One, Elliot Quest for Xbox One, and Humans Fall Flat for Xbox One. A lot of stuff coming out like a couple days later. May or may not be a problem because there's a Cooking Mama game on here I had to double check the day on because I actually caught that one. And on PC, we got Blobby Tennis, Defend the Highlands World Tour, Gaben Kingdom, Hot Plates, Intelligent Division, and Evolutionary Sandbox. Blech. Weevil, OVIVO, that thing. Super Amaze Balls, the Slops, and Tomboys Needs Love Too. On the 15th, we've just got PC releases of Rocking Pilot and Time Carnage. On the 16th, we've got the big, huge release of Injustice 2 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Yay! The DLC might be a bit kind of scammy because they're shoving Darkseid into the DLC. Just like for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they're putting Sigma in the damn DLC pack instead of in the game properly. Even though he's one of the main bad guys, alongside Ultron. Thank you for that one. We've got also the Surge for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Akiba's Beat for PlayStation 4 and Vita, Balia Latino for PlayStation 4, Farpoint for PlayStation 4, and Hakuko Kyoto Wins for the Vita. And on PC, we got Arena, An Age of Barbarian Stories, Empathy, Operation Babel, New Tokyo Legacy, Rabbit Story, and Rock. On the 17th, we've got Black and White Bushido for Xbox One, Bokido Heartfelt Reunion, and Evil Possession. On the 18th, we've got Pinball for the Wii U. Just pinball. No, none of that fancy pinball nonsense from like every other console. No, just straight pinball. Nothing fancy here. We've got Thumper on the Switch and Cooking Mama Sweet Shop for the 3DS. And on PC, Balthahar's Dream, No Clue VR for the Access, No Stick Shooter, Old Man's Journey, Production Line Early Access, Regalia of Men and Monarchs, Reservoir Dogs, Bloody Days, The Falling Nights, Voxel Shot VR, Willy Nilly Night for Early Access. On the 19th, we've got Pearl Lights for PlayStation 4, the big release that I have pre-ordered, but won't get for like 2 days later, and we'll be in the middle of the Kingdom Hearts Marathon, so I won't be able to play it, but I'll at least have the amiibo of Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia for the 3DS. And on PC, a whole new night, or whole new world, which apparently isn't that good because I've seen Ty Tuesday play it. Creatures such as we, Metagalactic Blitz for early access, Neighborhood Necromancer, Off-Match, Shogun Farmers, or Shotgun Farmers. That is a very different kind of game. The Great Gatsby Secret Treasure, and The Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker. I so enjoy doing releases because now I get to see all of the nonsense that I never knew existed. And now I'll know obscure games that get dug out of the grave 20 years from now. It's like, oh yeah, I read a release about that. So that brings us to quick draws, and I just kind of wanted to spotlight the kind of weird things that have come out of SIC recently for Gaim. So to take you through image by image, first off, we have not one character, but also in the second image, 2 different characters using Jimba Melon that never got used in the show. First, we got Bravo, and on the second page, we have Zangetsu using Jimba Melon. And for those wondering, yes, the Sonic Arrow has a really big extended blade because the Sonic Arrow has different top blade parts depending on who's using it. Because in the third page, where we get to see the rest of the Energy Riders, if you look down in the bottom right, you see all the different versions of the Sonic Arrows. So Zangetsu gets the big bladed one. Duke gets just a straight sword, kind of a rapier kind of one. Marika gets the closest to the original Sonic Arrow, or closest to a regular Sonic Arrow, and Sigurd gets a big axe bolted onto his. So yeah, I thought all this stuff was kind of interesting to look at, considering once more we have Jimba Melon shown off. Because between this and the novel, it seems like, yeah, we really should have used Jimba Melon. Let's make up for it in all the ancillary media. But yeah, you got any thoughts on any of this stuff?
It kind of looks weird seeing Bravo in Jimba Melon.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense,
Yeah.
but it's still kind of weird.
Like, the only other person who's ever used Jimba is Knuckle. And that was for his Gaiden film. And that was his own Jimba form. But here we see a Jimba form we technically seen before, because at least SH Figuarts did Jimba Melon for Gaim. Because it was just like 2 different pieces and that was it.
True. Yeah,
Yeah,
otherwise, it looks pretty neat.
yeah. It's still weird for me to look at SIC's aesthetic and just go, it is a huge jump to go from suits, and especially SH Figuarts, to the very hyper detailed aesthetic of SIC and how they take a lot of liberties with designs.
True.
Like the SIC of Heart gives him wings. And like let's see, for Drive, the Max Flare tire sets him completely on fire. Like he just has flames all over him for the Max Flare tire. Because fuck it, I guess. But yeah, it's weird, the jump. And it's also weird to go, hey, we have SICs of all of the main writers from Double Onward except Force A. And I don't know why. We just don't. Like, we have SICs for Double, for O's, for Wizard, for Gaim, and for Drive at the moment. We're not going to get X8 until, like, whenever the new show comes out, because that's usually how far behind they are in SIC designs. But we have no Force A, and the Wizard stuff came out during Force A. Or, the Wizard stuff came out, like, long after Wizard ended. It's just weird. Yeah, I just want to spotlight weird SIC stuff because I didn't have anything else, and I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2 yet for me to talk about. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Just saw a WWE gif about cross-platform play involving John Cena, Randy Orton, and CM Punk.
Oh boy.
It doesn't go well. But yeah, what do you got, Tommy?
Well, have you ever wondered about being able to play PC games on other consoles? Well,
Maybe.
well, essentially, there's a developer that is making a app called Rainway, which is going to allow you to stream PC games to other devices. One of which potentially being the Switch.
Well then.
Yeah. Apparently it's going to run through a web browser and be free of charge, as long as your GPU supports DirectX 11, which pretty much most of them do anymore. So yeah, that would be interesting to see that actually go into effect, because at that point, I think even emulators would be able to work through it.
Well, that certainly puts the Virtual Console at a disadvantage.
Yeah. That's one of those that I'm like, if this actually goes somewhere, that'll be impressive. But yeah. I mean, obviously right now it's still being developed, so it's a ways off. But it looks like the target is to be able to do it on Android, iOS, Switch, Xbox, and other platforms.
It'd certainly be neat if they pulled it off.
I think it would be possible to pull it off. The biggest issue would be, is Nintendo gonna allow it?
I think would any console allow it is another question of itself.
Well, I'm wondering so much about Xbox because, while Microsoft don't endorse it, they don't really want to stop it either. Otherwise, Windows would kind of be able to block emulators.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears like this is more directed to, I've got a game on Steam, but I want to play it while I'm out. So here's the answer to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, either way, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I realized something about X8 on the drive home from moving out yesterday.
Okay.
Both him and Mario are doctors. I didn't even think about it because I was talking to my mom about the whole figure arts situation with X8, which is weird because we are not getting. Okay. Have I told you about the figure arts situation for X8?
I don't remember.
Okay. If you were to guess what form of laser we're not getting in figure arts of the three, which would you guess we're not getting?
Bike form.
Nope, we're getting bike form.
Huh.
It leaves you with two guesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
It's gonna be the dumb one, I know.
Is
Just
that
go
your
ahead.
guess?
Just go ahead.
We are not getting Giri Shambara at the moment. We're gonna get Dragon Knight Hunter fucking laser before we get Giri Shambara laser.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah. It also makes sense we're gonna get, instead of getting regular Gam, we're gonna get Dangerous Zombie Gam first. And instead of getting any of the like Geki Totes robots, Dorima Fabit, or Jet Combat power-ups, we're getting all Dragonite Hunter power-ups for the rest of the riders before we get those.
Wow.
Yeah. But we are getting Mighty Brothers X. I honestly don't get the X8 figure art situation. At this point, I'm probably going to pick up the 3-pack that is X8, Brave, and Snipe. But I have no idea what I'm getting after that. Because it's not like we have any other good guy riders outside of Poppy and Ride Player Nico. And it will probably be a while before we get either one of those, considering we haven't gotten fucking Mugen for Ghost yet. By the way.
Wow.
Yeah, the only Ghost figure arts that I can think of we've gotten offhand are Ghost Ore, Ghost Boost, Ghost Musashi, Spectre, Necrom, Grateful, and that's it. We don't even have his either Ghost or Spectre's bike. We don't have either one of them.
Wow.
That is it for good. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. There's another one. We do have Deep Spectre. I forgot about Deep Spectre. We do have Deep Spectre. But we have none of the other Parkas besides Musashi. We don't have Mugen yet, and I'm pretty sure we're never gonna get fucking Sin Spectre or Flaming gold black Necrom from the movie. Whatever form that was. Especially at this point. I think we're going to get Mugen and that's it. Granted, it took forever for us to get Trideron. Trideron didn't come out till this year. Like, legit Trideron didn't come out till this year.
Way behind on that one.
Yeah. Well, type Trideron, not the actual Trideron, mind you. But it did come, or if you got it with the tire mix-up set, you did get all three mix-ups that were used in the show. You didn't get any of the other mix-ups, unfortunately, that were never shown because they didn't want to design those designs, I guess. Meh. But you get all the weapons associated with those. But yeah, I have honestly no idea what we're going to do X-Aid-wise for Figure Arts, especially since what would be next in line, if I guess they're only hitting the big stuff, would be they've already shown off both Paradox forms. Like both of his level 50 forms as well. So all that's left is his 99 form, Maximum Mighty X, and Muteki. And maybe the level 50 forms for Snipe and Brave that they might do. But at this point, I'm not sure if they're going to do Brave and Snipe's level 50 forms. Especially since Brave's getting another upgrade later on. Because he's getting the Tattle Legacy armor as a new gas hat. Yeah, the one from the Spring movie that's terrible. What was it? True Brave? He's essentially getting True Brave's armor as a new gas hat in the next month or so, I believe. But I'm not sure how they're going to do Maximum Mighty X since it's supposed to be taller than everyone. Because they haven't really done anything like that. Like, they've never done Suika arms. The closest thing they've come to a larger figure art would be the Powerdizer from Forza in its humanoid form. But Maximum Mighty X is not that big, I don't think. Or supposed to be that big. It's hard to tell because they never really get to show it off compared to everyone else in terms of a size comparison. Because they always have to shoot it weird.
True.
I would hope that we'll get Muteki in not too long after the show ends. I assume we'll just get Muteki after the show ends since the show's pretty close to ending and there is no sign of we've just got both Paradoxes, Dangerous Zombie, the Mighty Brothers, and Dragonite Hunter Laser. So, yeah, that X8 is at least being good, so it makes me happy. And at least we don't have to deal with a brainwash plot with Poppy for very long. Although, I wonder what the hell the deal is with the Gem Level 0 situation. Because it's confirmed Dan's coming back.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm not sure how. I assume it has to deal with this level 0 actual Proto Mighty Action or Proto Mighty Action X instead of the other Proto Mighty Action X, the modified one. Makes it very confusing to talk about which gas set you're talking about because they're both technically prototype Mighty Action X's. But yeah, because the game's supposed to be coming back. He's fighting Paradox. But there's no real confirmation whose side he's on. But in those scans, we also have Kronos showing up, who has time manipulation abilities. Or as I like to call it, he has access to the pause menu. I'm sorry, I just love doing dumb game references to make sense of these powers. Like, okay, time manipulation. Oh, he has access to the pause menu. Reprogramming. Oh, Emu has access to the debug menu. That's literally what it is. It's not reprogramming, it's the debug menu. Although Shinta brought up a good point of how kind of meh him reprogramming Poppy was, and how they worded it. And essentially, he reprogrammed her on top of her reprogramming to get her back to normal instead of just erasing the reprogramming that was already done, which would probably make it feel less in hindsight. Although I kind of have to agree with him, the weird nature of Paradox being Emu's Bugster now. Because that begs the question of who the fuck is M then? Or what is M in the Mighty Brothers? Like, you got an explanation for it? Because I'm not sure I have one that fits the story at the moment.
Well, they did kind of explain that. Pallid is M.
But the Mighty Brothers have fought Parad. I think they've fought him multiple times. So if M is Parad, then how the fuck was he fighting himself? I
Honestly, did he? I don't think he ever actually did. I think every time he had to use Mighty Brothers, he was fighting someone else.
I swear Parad has either been seen overseeing a fight with the Mighty Brothers, or he's been in a fight with the Mighty Brothers. Let me see. I know what will solve this. A quick Google search. I'm looking through a clip of the debut episode, which doesn't help. Fantastic. Let me just look up Paradox and see if I can't get an episode where he's fought both of them.
I know the debut of Mighty Brothers wasn't, because they actually referenced that in the last episode.
Yep, I got an episode right here. I don't remember what episode it is, but he's literally going Mighty Brothers X against both Gem and Dangerous Zombie and Paradox. So, huh? Huh? I'm confused. How are you the thing that's literally tried to kill you? At least once, if not more times than this. I might have to start doing thing through X8 episodes to figure out how many times this has happened. Because that's at least one instance of it. So we might be screwing with continuity here a little bit. No. I think it would. I think there's a way out of this, though. Because you know how Paradox seems to have 2 games associated with him?
Yeah.
What if Emu has 2 Bugsters associated with him? Technically. Like, M is technically the second Bugster from one of the other games. And considering Parad's obsession with fighting Emu, what if he's just the knockout fighter Bugster? Like, I'm starting to wonder if that's what they may be going towards, is like the further twist of, no, you're not M is a second bugster. Because M is like, he's either like, Parad is a bugster of one of the two games that he's been associated with. And M is the bugster of the other game, which would make sense. Because then we solve the problem of having M and Parad fight. Because there's technically two bugsters here where everyone thought it was just M, Parad. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to explain away something that may or may not get explained away in a few weeks. That just seems like the out to explain this. And like the only reason Parad's been able to control Amu is because he's still a bugster that was born from him. But anything else before we end off?
No.
All right. In 2 weeks, we'll be back with more stuff, and the Kingdom Hearts Marathon will have started by then on Tuesday at 9, which will be fun. I guess I'll be giving progress reports every couple of weeks. I'll probably still stream Friday, but the Friday ones will probably be just shorter ones, and I might take a break on the weekends, or one day on the weekends. Just depends. But I hope to be through Kingdom Hearts 1 hopefully by next week. I should be. Shouldn't take me that long to get through Kingdom Hearts 1. But anyway, for Tommy, I'm Peace. Good night, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.